In today's story, our hero Yugi begins a duel with no opening hand, top decks polymerization, and then loses said duel about 60 seconds later when Noah attacks directly and the series is over. Alright, now where's my f***ing paycheck? Get ready for a trip to the spirit world, all my fellow feature outlaws. This is Card Games vs. Humanity, and I am the NKK Double G. Here with a recap of that season within a season that we're not legally sure is actually a season. Does anyone remember Merrick? Or if you enjoyed the show, don't forget that sub, that bell, that like, and give me all your friggin' money. Oh, wait. You don't have money. And leave a comment telling me if you can believe that this is the second duel within about 10 episodes where the entire episode was actually just the duel. If I didn't know any better, I'd think this is actually a show about card games or something. If Yugi's friends didn't know any better, they'd all say he's insane to even take on this duel. I think he'd at least start with a fresh hand since Noah's just casually adding cards to his deck in the middle of a duel after last turn resolved, or didn't resolve, no one really knows. They kind of just skimp over all the details of what's allowed in this situation right here because none of it makes sense. Luckily for our hero, his puzzle cheats the most. I mean, has the most power when he's in dire straits. Because it definitely wouldn't be just completely easy to not draw a monster in a situation like this and lose the duel right away. Luckily for our hero, he draws Gazelle, the king of mythical comebacks, and puts it into defense mode to protect himself. Noah can draw monsters too, he says, because that's definitely an impressive feat in a game called Duel Monster. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be happening right now, as he doesn't draw a monster not because of plot, but just because he's a terrible duelist.
You see, when my deck master destroys a monster that's in defense mode, you lose half your life points.
Gotta love how this new monster is basically a god card that never gets talked about again and has about 57 different effects that most other monsters would only dream of. Or like, we just not gonna talk about how broken that effect would be early game if he was that easy to summon? Noah says he's gonna make Yugi and all his friends pay for defending the honor of someone who doesn't even like him. Are you talking about Kaiba? Because they've clearly been secret lovers since the end of like season 1. I don't think you've been watching.
He duels with honor and respect.
And you think that makes you both superior to me?
It makes us human.
Oh yes, a human being. It's definitely not ironic that the main character of this show is basically a ghostly spirit living inside of a puzzle made out of dead people that suffered horribly. The deepest line in the show and knows exactly what it feels like being a normal human being. No strategy and all confidence, Yugi takes his turn and draws a monster, putting it face down. Leaving it to Noah's turn to finally counter with a new type of monster of his own. What could it be?
I summon the spirit monster known as Yatagarasu in attack mode!
Fuck that bird. Surprisingly, Yugi doesn't know what a spirit monster is, as Noah just says, hold on, I'll explain that later, I really have to win this children's card game right now and attack. Marking Yugi's obnoxious Celtic guard that is revealed on his side of the field. Unfortunately, he's feeling particularly obnoxious today and blocks all incoming attacks with over 1900 attack. No oxen sounds though. That makes me sad. Following that up with the activation of Spring of Rebirth, he recalls that stupid purple bird back to his hand, getting 500 more life points and bringing him back up to over 8,000. 8,000 life points, man? That's just crazy.
You broke the rules again. You can't just call a card back to your hand.
Are we just gonna forget about this little clip from Duelist Kingdom?
Dark Magician, return!
Okay, so you can recall your monsters. Or no? Foundation. Please, someone just please establish it for me. Yugimoto, the man that only cares about cheating when it's just doing something he already did or just generally uncreative. For some reason, Noah has a story about Pegasus that not even a Shizu or Shadi knew. Proving once and for all again in the show that magic just isn't as powerful as technology. Feeling the time that Pegasus found the legendary spirit monsters when he visited the mystical Orient, also known as Japan. Spirit monsters are monsters that can return to the controller's hand at the end of the turn because one night Pegasus thought, that'd be a cool idea, why not? So I guess this time he wasn't cheating, but it's back to Yugi's turn anyway and the tides of battle are about to shift. As Yugi sets down a monster he claims to be one of Kaiba's monsters, and if you notice the smile on my face, then you might find out in about 60 seconds why I'm excited. Too bad for Yugi though, Noah counters with Ashura. I know what you're thinking, it's Ashura priest, right? No, they're only allowed 3 religious references per episode without getting fined, so they had to call it that. Good monster with a 1700 attack that's capable of attacking all the monsters on their opponent's side of the field. Quickly disposing of the obnoxious Celtic guard.
Looks like you've fallen right into my trap by attacking one of
GG Visions.
favorite cards, Cyberjar!
Aww. I knew Konami cared about me. Cyberjar smiles oh so happily as it sucks everyone into its eyeball vortex, a horrifying last sight if there ever was one. Threatening the now combined Noah and Shinato on the field, destroying the deck master and winning the duel right then and there. Oh wait, never mind, this is basically the 4th god card that never got revealed to the real world. Using its 63rd and final effect called Reversal, allowing it to banish itself from the field to avoid destruction at the cost of not being able to ever use it again for the rest of the duel. Also, don't pay any attention to Noah acting like he was actually feeling the pain of the monster through that entire sequence and not just being an overdramatic little kid. We then get a clip of Noah doing his best impression of a bad shotgun weapon reload animation from a 90s first-person shooter. Seriously, where's he even putting those cards? It's the Cybercharge Beautiful second effect. Both players draw 5 cards and special summon any level 4 or lower monsters to the field. Leaving Yugi with Gamma and Sangan on the field, while Noah has none because they refuse to mention that spirit monsters can't be special summoned. Sucks for Noah though, because Yugi's still not done popping off, tributing both monsters for his trusty Dark Magician. Both pulling Big Shield Gardener to his hand with Sangan's effect and putting a 2500 beater on the field that I'm pretty sure he put upside down on the duel disc. Yugi begins to take control of this duel, delivering 2500 direct damage to Noah's life points, bringing him all the way down to 5600.
I am no one's better. I deserve to be rewarded for my unsurpassable power.
Okay, is the last name Kaiba just code for Sam? Because I'm legit starting to think that every member of this family forgot that this show is about card games, not about power levels that kind of stopped making sense around when Tien used Tri-Beam on second form Cell. Our hero Yugi is a man of compassion. We know that he or no one else deserves to be locked away in isolation inside a computer, especially one that's still running on Windows XP. His father should have either recognized his talents or probably should have just let him die peacefully like a normal human being instead of keeping him trapped like this. Despite how depressing that story is, none of that is an excuse to lock us inside your shitty video game and set our magic finding values to minimum. Unfortunately, Noah just ignores all that because it's fake card time. Activating Next World, a card that allows him to special summon a monster even though it's a spirit monster. He's not supposed to be able to do that to a monster equal to the stars of the opponent's monster on the side of the field. I just said monster a lot. This allows him to special summon a gross squirgling creature known as the Yamana Dragon that has a convenient 2600 attack, just enough to destroy Dark Magician, but not enough to end the duel because that would just be Can't do that. Now with 6,200 life points to Yugi's 100, our protagonist is so close to losing that he slips up and says something that no one's ever said before.
Taya's right.
Since all of his friends are counting on him, he reassures their confidence by summoning Karibo in attack mode. Before activating Swords of Revealing Light that I don't understand why he didn't do last turn to preemptively protect his Dark Magician. Playing this one card is all it takes to make his friends go into cheerleader mode again, and also makes hell freeze over because I find myself agreeing with Noah once again. Claiming that he's sick of hearing Yugi's chickens all cluck in the background nearly as much as I am. No shit, watch out, Karibo's about to go in on Noah with a direct attack that's so pathetic they couldn't even show it on screen.
Your pathetic little puffball barely made a dent.
Jesus Christ, dude, can you watch your mouth a little bit? I can't even repeat what he just said. Back to Noah's turn, that is very exciting. He sets one card face down and ends his turn. This gives Yugi a chance to counter, and while he does draw into Dark Magician Girl, unfortunately she's too slutty for Kaiba's Deckmaster ability to be summoned with no tribute. It only works on nuns and other creatures of light. She's gonna have to make that skirt like knee length at the very least. Instead, he summons Big Shield Gardener and switches Karibo back to defense mode because he can't risk him getting the show canceled again. Noah plays one more monster face down before setting one back row because this is a very exciting duel every time Swords is played. Oh no, what's Yugi gonna do though? He just draw Nutrient Z and none of these cards can help him. No, I'm pretty sure you could have Ritual Summoned Magician of Black Chaos like 3 turns ago because I know you definitely don't need the Ritual Monster in your hand to do that in the show. Noah gets sick of Yugi's posse talking mad shit in the background, breaking down Duke even though it was Joey who was saying all the mean stuff about 60 seconds ago. Although Duke was literally the only one to tell Kaiba to actually attack Mokuba, so maybe this is secretly payback?
Now, I summon the dreaded Otohime to the field in attack mode. Now I'll sacrifice Otohime and my face down card.
How dare you accuse me of cheating? Now close your eyes as I casually summon a monster and then do an additional tribute summon in the same turn. Did you close your eyes? No? How dare you? The episode ends with Karibo making weird noises and saying things that I can't repeat on YouTube. Well, that's it for this episode. I want to thank you all for watching, and of course a shout out to all my channel members and patrons. If you're wondering where you can get the uncensored version of this episode, the one where it has subtitles where Karibo's talking, just know if you Google it, you will have the FBI sent to your house right away. This is Man from Real Thrill All the Girls, ladies and gentlemen. But I gotta tell you, none of that is. But again, none of that is really. But still, none of that is an. But I am Yugi, and I say thanks to Cybercharge's beautiful second effect, both players. Blah 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 blah. Surprisingly, Yui. Gooey Louie.